All right, I'm going to try this without a microphone. I don't really like microphones, so hopefully you guys can hear me. I want somebody to guess or tell me who all of these people are. Raise your hand if you can name all of them. The reason I put these up here is because I went to Google and I put in each of these people's names and I said, what is the worst picture of? And then I put in their names. Yet every single one of you could name probably at least one, if not half or all of the people in that picture. Why do you think that is? The reason I'm here is to talk about that. I'm here to talk about your brand. And your brand is everything about you. It's everything you wear, it's everything you do, it's everything you say, and it is fast. I did this for a class in business schools, and a student walked in, popped his head in the room, and he said, oops, wrong class. He shut the door and he walked out. He was in the class for half of a second, not even a second. And yet I asked the class, what was his brand? I got 17 answers in half of a second. They said he was late, he didn't dress well, his hair was messed up, he must not be a very responsible person, he goes to the wrong class, or he just doesn't know where he is and what he's doing. All of those things are defining his brand. Everything we do, everything we say, and everything we act or... Tell me if I'm not loud enough and I can use the mic, by the way. Everything about us defines our brand. And that's what I want to talk about. Today I'm going to talk to you a lot about stuff online. And I'm not just talking about social media. I'm talking about the web. I'm talking about your mobile devices and the apps that you play on your mobile devices, as well as social media. The reason this is important is because I've done this dirty stuff for over 20 years. For 13 years I lived in Los Angeles, I lived in Arizona, and I ran startup companies. I was a dot-com millionaire, I made millions of dollars, lost it all in the dot-com crashes, there were multiple, and did very well. But the one thing I noticed is that people were not leveraging the internet, social media, and mobile devices to improve themselves, to make themselves better, and to help market themselves so that they could get a better job or have a better career in life. The reason I'm here is because we put a lot of junk on the internet every single day. Every single day, whether you're checking email, whether you're on a social network, whether you're playing a video game and chatting with someone, whether you're doing anything that's connected to the internet, we do a lot of it every single day. The problem with that is, for the most part, we have three guys who determine what we see. And if you guys couldn't tell, I don't really read these. I assume that you guys can kind of read. And if you can't read them, please just grab the presentation. Okay. I walk around too much, so I'll do the mic. All right. Well, that'll wake me up. So, these three dudes, who very few people know, and very few of us have any interaction with or have the opportunity to talk to, dictate what we see. What does that mean? Well, at the university, I manage a handful of social media accounts. The university's Facebook page has about 60,000 followers. Instagram has, not very many, I'm not very good at that, so a few thousand. Twitter, I've got about 17,000. LinkedIn, I've got 90,000 followers. I have put posts out there on every single one of these social networks and had 0 views. Think about that. Putting a post out to your friends and you get 0 views. That means somebody is dictating who gets to see our posts and who doesn't, and it's not you.
These gentlemen set up algorithms, programs, and mathematical equations that define what we see and what we don't see. It's important that you know that, because if you're putting content out on the web, out on social media, out on a website, even on video games that you play, and it does not pertain to any of your friends or any of the people that you associate with, it's very possible nobody will see it. Truly zero. The other thing to keep in mind is, if any of you have pictures of naked people, especially kids, on your phone, Google, Facebook, I wouldn't raise your hand, Google, Facebook, Instagram, all of your email that you use online is scanning it every single day. In fact, one day, Google, somebody came into the office and they said, I want to put away all child pornographers. So they wrote a program. They didn't have nobody had to look at these naked pictures. They ran a program and they said, based on the pictures, anybody who is underage and naked, we're going to send that list to the FBI. Think about that. If any of you have pics of yourself or anybody else on your phone, Google may already have your name in their list that they're going to submit to the FBI. They sent a list, which they didn't have to look at these pictures. A program can look at the picture and see, based on the size of the head, the length of the arms, the size of the hips, the length of the legs, the size of the torso, based on all of these mathematical things, they can tell if it's child pornography or not. So they don't need a human to look at any of this stuff. And they just turn a list right into the FBI, and this guy got a surprise knock at his door with no subpoena, no warning, nothing whatsoever, and he was suddenly arrested. Probably will spend 15 years in prison. This is happening on every site that you use for email and oftentimes for social media. Yahoo just got in trouble for it a couple months ago. They got in trouble because not only were they looking for child porn, they were putting in their own search. They were putting in whatever they wanted and defining their own search and trying to find people that they were just interested in looking for. That's scary. Other people are able to find you and identify you based on things that you have no control over. The nice thing is, and the positive part of this presentation, is they also give us tools to succeed. Google, Facebook, all social networks give you the tools to be better at this. And what that means is if you're using these technologies for your benefit, you can market yourself so that you can have a career, so that you can get into college, so that you can be an expert in something even before you graduate from high school. In Louisville, I know of at least 3 kids who before they graduated from high school were making 6-figure salaries because they've leveraged this. They leveraged creating valuable content that people care about, doing it often enough that people will recognize that they're alive and they're not just doing it once a week, but doing it often, and creating content that's unique, something that's interesting that nobody else has on the internet is highly valuable, and it makes you valuable. It's important. The reason all of this exists, and the reason these guys have to filter out this information, and the reason you don't see everything, is because we put 27 million pieces of garbage out on the internet every single day. And to you, some of it's not garbage, and that's okay. But to the rest of the world, they may not care. The other thing is, if you're going to leverage online for your good, keep this in mind. Anybody connected to the internet, and if you look at it, you can see this is a fairly old report. The statistics now say about 96% of people who are connected to the internet are on a social network. And it doesn't matter which one, but they're on a social network. Back when this was done, it was what, 92% of people were on a social network. They asked the other 8%, do you even know what a social network is? Do you use a social network? Have you seen a social network? And what they found is all 8% did what my mom does. My mom goes to my sister's house, she logs into my sister's accounts, and she replies in a comment on my sister's profile, hey Jeff, how are you doing, blah, 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 with my sister's picture. It's your mom, and she says that. They found that 100% of people who have an internet connection are in some way using social media, even if it's not their own account. They're using other people's accounts or looking at other people's accounts.
I'm not saying Jessica's a whore, but if she were a video game, she'd be rated E for everyone.
Hey Tiffany, which corner store, nail salon, or dry cleaner do your parents own?
Alan's voice is so annoying, it makes me wish I was deaf.
Holly has a face that only diabetes could love.
Is it racist if I don't like black people because of how much I hate Sierra?
You're a huge loser.
Ethan, are your parents brother and sister because your face looks retarded?
No one likes you. Do everyone a favor. Just kill yourself. Please do the world a favor and go hang yourself.
I can ruin your life. No one likes you, loser.
You're a worthless piece of trash. You don't deserve to live in this great country. Go home.
Why are you even alive? Kill yourself. You're a waste of DNA.
You're the biggest piece of trash I've ever met.
When will you get it into your stupid head that nobody likes your black ass?
Get a girlfriend or kill yourself. You have a goddamn troll face, queer.
So when I first did some research on this stuff, especially for middle school and high school kids, it was interesting. This was pretty vanilla, isn't it? Compared to what you guys see every single day, this is pretty vanilla. What I found is that from 6th to 12th grade, you guys liberated our life. And this was rated G almost. I'd say PG. You guys live a rated R life. You're seeing this almost every single day. They did a survey once, and this was recently. They asked, of middle school and high school kids, how many of you are bullied, are bullying people, or have a good friend who is being bullied or bullies people? 100% of students said yes. 100%. That's not good. That's not good for your brand. It's not good for other people's brand. It's not good in general. And there's a way to do this better.
Jeremiah is always there for me.
Smart guy, knows where he's going in life.
Great friend.
Jeremiah is an inspiration to West High. Jeremiah is a person who's extremely caring and kind, and he's made a huge difference in our community and our school.
My name is Jeremiah Anthony. I'm a junior in high school. West High Bros is a Twitter account that I started up in October of 2011, and we just send compliments to people who we think are feeling bad a certain day or have done something really good, like winning a state title. And I built this up by first complimenting people I knew, my friends, and then they started telling their friends, and those people started telling their friends, and then soon it became a pretty popular following. I believe that showing the goodness in people is very integral to our account, because so many people on Twitter and Facebook, they get cyberbullied because they're less than perfect. And no one is perfect. So we try to have as sincere compliments as possible. I think everyone likes a sincere compliment. This combats cyberbullying because cyberbullies, they try to focus on what's bad about a person. They try to say, hey, you're really bad at this or that. And I try to say, no, you're actually really good at this, and you're much more good at this than you're bad at that.
West High Bros is a very influential group.
They don't just go for the popular kids, they go for everyone in our school.
They are doing an absolutely wonderful job.
West High Bros has had a huge impact on so many kids' lives at our school.
West High Bros is very inspirational to the student population at West High.
An example to all students at West High, and beyond that, to just be an encouragement.
I think they take people and they boost their confidence up. They surely have done it to me.
Jeremiah leveraged technology for his benefit. And he didn't do it to get a job. He didn't do it to get a career. He didn't do it to make money. He did it because he saw that people needed it. His classmates he saw were down in the dumps, or they didn't get the love and affection or just attention that they needed. So he took the opportunity to create a Twitter account that only put out positive information. He only put out positive stuff about his classmates. He complimented them on how they dressed, how they looked, what they did, the accomplishments that they had, and he complimented them for no reason. He just said, so-and-so, you're a great person. Every single one of us needs that, and needs that every single day. Why not leverage the internet and technology for good, like Jeremiah did? This is what scares me about social media especially, is in Texas, there were two little kids, and they were little girls. They were about 13 and 15, I think. And they're having a sleepover at one of the girls' house, and the two girls are sitting on Twitter because they don't actually talk to each other, they just tweet to each other. They're sitting on Twitter and they're tweeting each other, and suddenly this guy interjects and he says, so-and-so you're wearing this, and so-and-so you're wearing that. And he calls them by name. The two girls freak out. They cover themselves up, they grab a blanket, they run out of the room, and they realize they don't have their phones, so they can't tweet each other. They don't know how to talk to each other, of course. I'm kidding, but they have to go back and they have to get their phones. So they go back into the room, they grab their phones, trying to cover themselves up, and this guy interjects again, and he goes, so-and-so, you're now wearing this, so-and-so, you're now wearing that, and both of you stop flipping me off. This guy was watching them the whole time, looking in their windows. That's the problem with social media, is you have no clue who is looking at your profiles when you put stuff on public social networks. When you put something on Twitter, you have no idea who is seeing it. When you put something on Facebook and put it public, you have no idea who's looking at it and stalking you or watching and seeing what you're doing with those posts. The other thing to keep in mind is, how many of you heard of getting catfished? There's a TV show, probably most of you have heard of it or seen it. Being catfished is real. I don't know how many people, and I've heard this a lot, where people suddenly have this attractive or really smart or really awesome person friend them on social media or on a video game or on something else, and they suddenly think that that's awesome, that they've got this really hot friend or really cool friend that's friending them. The reality is, especially with females, if you're being friended by this smoking hot Swedish bikini model, the chances are that smoking hot model, it's like 75% chance it's a fat old dude. So don't assume that just because someone online has great pictures and has a great life and goes on these great vacations and does these great things, you cannot assume that is really them. I've had two friends who make $250,000 a year blogging. They make very good money blogging, and all they do is blog, but they tell the story of their lives. One of them had all of her pictures about her story taken and used by an advertising company in the Ukraine. She didn't give them permission. She made no money on it. They just stole her pictures, stole her story. That's what you have to be careful of. You have to be careful of how people are using your information as well as who you're talking to on the internet. The other thing is, if any of you decide to leave your phones here, in this room right now, it takes me 24 to 48 hours to crack your phone and have everything on. Did you hear that? 24 to 48 hours to crack your phone and have everything on it. If you're taking pictures of body parts, I would have those. If you're talking mean tweets and having bad conversations about other classmates, I would be able to see all of those. I would be able to see all of your pictures, all of your social profiles, all of your tweets and messages, and all of that stuff. This is real. If you guys have a phone, make sure that you have the app on the phone that lets you delete everything the minute you lose it. Whether you have good stuff or bad stuff on your phone, I really don't care. It is smart to be able to delete all of the contact and information on your phone if you lose it, because then they have your address as well. So make sure you have an app that lets you delete the information on your phone if you happen to lose it. The other thing to keep in mind is social networks keep your stuff. They cannot make money without keeping your content. Snapchat came out and they bragged to the world that you could take pictures of all kinds of stuff and they would delete it in 6 seconds, 12 seconds, or a minute. A whole bunch, millions of people. At one point, 56% of the photos on Snapchat were child pornography because a whole bunch of people believed it. They started taking pictures and sending them to their girlfriends and boyfriends. The problem is, Snapchat's been hacked 3 times so far. It'll get hacked again. Every site gets hacked. At least 2 of the 3 times they've been hacked, all of those profiles, meaning your profile, and those photos that you thought were only alive for 6 seconds, go up on the internet. You can go online right now and look at 96,000, 4 million photos of snaps that people have taken and see their profile and see what they took pictures of. The other thing is, if you want to go into a nefarious business of crime, be smart about being a criminal. I'm not advertising or promoting that, but don't take pictures of your loot and put it on Instagram. You're going to jail. This guy robs somebody's house, takes pictures of 142 items that he stole from someone, and thinks nothing's gonna happen. He's going to jail. If you don't like an airline because they did something that you don't like, don't tell them you're gonna blow it up. Don't tell them you're gonna bring a gun to the airport. You're gonna go to jail. The other thing is, be careful of what you comment. I work at U of L. This school's right down the street from me. And in sports, we're big rivals. In everything else, we're not. We actually work together quite a bit on research and everything else. Does anybody know who this is? I always forget her name. What's her name? Ashley Judd. So Ashley Judd posted about something, and I think it was in March, basketball season, but she posted about something, and people started to tear into her. They were saying very bad stuff. They were saying they were going to kill her. They were going to dismember her. They were going to rape her. They were going to do bodily harm to her and do all kinds of horrible, terrible things to her. In the comments, this is just on Facebook comments. But you know what? After she saw enough of it, she said, okay, that's it. I'm working with the police and the FBI, and we're putting these people in jail. They have physically assaulted me, and I can press charges against them. Think about that. Your comment on a social network can put you in jail, or they can sue you for libel. That's scary. The other thing is, don't share really bad opinions, even if that's how you feel. The woman on the right, Katie, she was a writer for Saturday Night Live. She had a great job. She wrote comedy in New York City, I think, and she worked for a good company. She had a great career, great opportunities. She put one post out, and within an hour of her bosses seeing it, probably within minutes of her bosses seeing it in the morning, she was fired, out of a job. The other woman posted at like 2 a.m., something political. She had 3 jobs. She lost all 3 jobs that morning after she posted. She posted something early in the morning. Be very careful of what you put online and the opinions you put online, because you don't know how other people will react to it. The reason I bring this up is because I've hired about 300 people in my life. I've hired about 300, and of all of those people, since 1995, one of the first things I look at is their social media. Yes, social media has been around since about 1992. But since about 1995, every time I hire someone, the first thing I do is look at their resume, and then I go look at their social media profile, and I do a Google search on them. And I see what is out on the internet about these people, and whether that information that's out there is something good and a reason for me to hire them or not. Today, if you ask a lot of employers, they don't even look at your resume. They're looking at your social media profiles and your Google search results first. Think about what you've put out on the net right now. Would that get you a job? Would that help you lose a job? You know, and if you're, I always say this to college kids, but it applies to high school, middle school kids. If you're a hardcore partier and you put all of those pictures on your Instagram profile, if you put them on your Facebook profile, if you put them on Twitter, Snapchat even, on any social networks, about the only job you're gonna get is a club promoter. That's it. Is that your career aspiration in life? Ask yourself that. Because that's about all you're qualified to do if people are looking at your social media profiles. The reason is because employers know that if you're a hardcore partier, if you drink too much, if you do drugs at a young age, if you drink at a young age, it affects your performance. Every single manager knows this. They know that if they're flipping through your social media profiles and you're doing drugs too much, you're going to be a hard employee to work with, and you just won't get the job. You're also going to underperform. You're going to call in sick more than anybody else. You're going to have other issues more than anybody else.
The biggest mistake that people make in social media is that they let their posts live forever. I think we are about to go through a huge transformation in digital media for the simple reason that people are starting to recognize that our privacy is disintegrating in a lot of respects. And I don't think that's necessarily horrible, but we've gone from a scenario where we were a little bit concerned about cookies and how different online sites would track us to not really realizing in social media that every person you follow on Twitter, Pinterest, Tumblr, Facebook, whatever it may be, every person you retweet, repin, repost, renote, regram on social media defines who you are. And there are applications now who are collecting every bit of that and creating profiles about you and anticipating what you're going to do next. And so you are, by what you do on social media, you are creating a profile about yourself. And that is going to be used not just by online companies, but that's going to be used in every walk of life. You're going to go look for a job and they're going to run an online social media analysis of you and use that as a psychological profile. You're going to get sued if you're a business person and they're going to look to see where and how you posted. Then they're going to bring in an expert and say, Mark Cuban, based off of who you tweeted, who you retweeted, who you pinned, who you repinned, who you posted, who you regrammed, what you wrote, put on Instagram, what you wrote in this forum, we've aggregated all that together and run it through some algorithms, and we decided that you are most closely like this person who we convicted of that crime, so you must be alike. That is definitely going to happen. And then what's going to happen post that is you're going to be walking down the street, and they're going to recognize who you are from a video through video facial recognition, and they're going to say, there's Mark Cuban. We've already run the analysis on him because we anticipated that he shops here and he doesn't live far from here, so it's very likely that he'll be here, and we know what he likes, and it's going to put Minority Report and every other sci-fi movie to shame. And every single one of these things I'm working on now. And that's exactly why I've got 2 apps that I wrote. One will be coming out called Expired, another one called Cyberdust, which is a messaging app so that when you send somebody a message on Cyberdust, 30 seconds after they open it, the message disappears. And we store it nowhere. It cannot be used as part of your digital footprint. Think of this another way when it comes to messaging. When you send a text, be the most benign text, yes, I want to buy something. When you send it, the minute you hit send, you lose ownership of that text. Whoever you send it to now owns that text. They can add whatever context, whatever commentary, whatever feedback or other information or video or pictures around it to create whatever image or picture or message they want to communicate about you. And you have zero control over it. So while we've educated kids about the risks of posting pictures, hey, you might not get into that school, or you might not get that job because of that picture of you holding up, a beer can. We haven't educated them or anybody about what happens to texts. And they're just as dangerous, if not more. At least a picture tells you 1,000 words. With a text, the other 995 can be created by anybody to create whatever picture they want to create. And that's the reason I created Cyberdust, to take care of that. And that's the reason why we created Expire. You need to be going back and deleting all your tweets after a certain period of time. Deleting all your retweets after a certain period of time. Unfollowing people that you think could send the wrong message, even though you don't know what that message could be construed as in the future. It's scary, and I'm coming to get you.
Everybody know who that is? So, Mark Cuban's a billionaire. I wanted a billionaire to tell you this, not just me. Mark Cuban's right. He's also about 20 years behind the times. This profiling, creating these profiles, the very first job I had in digital media was in 1995, and we built the largest catalog in the world for this clothing catalog company. It was the largest catalog company in the world. And the one thing they asked us to do was build a database that tracks everything these people do. Companies have been doing this for over 20 years. The internet just makes it easier than ever before to track all of that information and make it available for good and bad. Another thing to remember is the government tracks all of this. They are tracking every relationship you have. If you have a friend who's a drug dealer, if you have a friend who has all kinds of issues with the police or vandalizing or doing things like that, that's okay, they're your friend, but be aware the government has a search engine much like Google called IC Reach. It doesn't look like this, but it is called IC Reach. And what IC Reach does is it can look up anybody in this room and see the relationships you have with known criminals. Or it can look up any known criminal and map out all the relationships that known criminal has with other people and how they relate. Do you want to be part of that map or not be? Try and stay away from it. So how do you protect yourself? First, you move to Texas, although Texas doesn't have very much water. So you move to Alaska, you build a boat, you build a house on the boat, and you go out on the water. You're protected. There's no internet. There's nothing that you can post online that's bad. The problem is, somebody took this photo and put it on Instagram. You're hosed. We don't want you to stop using social media. We don't want you to stop using the internet. Nobody wants you to stop using the technology you use. Just use it for good. Use it to promote yourself. Use it to make the world a better place. And you start by protecting yourself. That creepy dude picture that I showed you watching the girls, it's easy to protect yourself from that. Stop posting on public networks. Keep your conversations private. Keep them with people that you know in real life. Make sure you know them in real life, because they're probably not who they say they are. Keep all of your conversation as closed as you can and as private as you can. That's the first way to protect yourself. The other way is stop taking pictures of your junk. Pretty easy. Don't take pictures of your body parts. I don't care if your boyfriend or girlfriend says they need it or they're not going to love you. They are committing a federal crime. Everybody in this room, except your teachers, is underage. Which means the minute you snap that photo of your junk, you are housing child pornography on your phone. That's 15 years in prison. The minute you send that to your boyfriend or girlfriend, you're adding another 15 years in prison to your life. Because you're now a distributor of child pornography. These are bad things. Don't do them. Also, don't do them because it can screw up the rest of your life. If you end up in jail for this, for the rest of your life, you're tagged as a pedophile. Don't do it. This is more for your parents than anything else, and hopefully we can share this with the parents. But there's software to help. There's software that helps you protect your home as well as your mobile devices, and it goes on both. You can put it on your home computer or your home network as well as on your mobile devices, and it gives your parents exposure to see exactly what's going on your social networks. Lock down your accounts. Make sure you're having conversations with real people. I've said it before, but this is the most important thing you can do, especially at your age. Make sure you're talking to real people that you know in real life. And make sure you lock down your Twitter account so that every tweet you put out isn't going to the world. It isn't going to that creepy dude wearing a saw mask. Make sure that you're having your conversations with people you really know. How many of you check to see what people are saying about you on social media? Go on your social networks, go on Instagram, go on Facebook, go on any social network or website and search for your own name. Search for your name with a hashtag, search for your name without the hashtag, search for your name with the @ search for your name fully spelled out as well as without spaces, and then make sure you search for your usernames on those social networks. You should be doing a self-check fairly regularly to make sure other people aren't talking about you, and if they are, make sure you can control that or answer questions or concerns that people have. For me, I use software to do that. I use something called Hootsuite. TweetDeck does the same thing. It lets you create a dashboard so you can manage multiple social networks all at once and see all of them in a single screen. If you're managing more than 3 social networks, I'd look into these. Most of them start for free. Another thing is don't trust new social networks. New social networks come out all the time, and they do not have your best interest in mind. Startup companies have to make money, and the way they make money is by getting more of you to use their product. Don't trust them. Snapchat's the best example. Snapchat came out, lied to everybody, and said that they were deleting all your content, and they weren't. And not only were they not deleting it, they were keeping it on their database so that hackers could get it and share your photos and put all of it online. Don't trust them. Have any of you used Roblox? Sounds like about half of you. So, hang on. Those of you on Roblox, how many of you, and raise your hand, because I don't want you to yell, but how many of you have been chatted with or asked, what's your address, who are you, or from some creepy person asked weird stuff? Not very many of you, that's surprising. Most of the kids I've talked to, it's a lot. Guys, do not trust new social networks. Roblox has not locked down their security yet. They're a new social network. You can get on there and play, but never, ever give out your address. Don't even give out your city, because if I know what city you're in, usually I can figure out exactly where you live. Don't give out your address. Don't give out the city you're in. Don't give out any personal information, especially on new social networks. The best way to leverage online is to be awesome. Start putting out better content. Put out information that people want to hear. Be positive. Jeremiah, in the video I showed you some of, Jeremiah just made everybody's world better. Figure out how to make everybody's world better. He ended up on national TV. He was on the Today Show, Good Morning America. He got more attention for being positive than doing something negative. So figure out how to put better content on the web and on social media. The other thing is, take advantage of promotion. Promote yourself. Compliment yourself on the things that you've done well. Compliment your friends. At the university, my most successful posts, the things that give me the highest level of traffic and the most views, are when I put pictures of other people on the web. If I put a picture of students on the web, I get great stats. If I put a picture of some academic something on the web, my stats aren't very good. You guys can do the exact same thing. Post pictures of others, post pictures of yourself that are promotional. Things that make the world a better place. The other thing is, if you're going to post content on the web, post better content. When you're taking pictures, I'm going to turn this so you guys can see it's not on. When you're taking pictures, don't take pictures while you're walking. Don't even take pictures while you're stopped. Figure out how to find something to stabilize your pictures so you can take a better photo. There's stuff around you all over the place and all the time that can help you produce better content. Stabilizers are everywhere. Figure out how to put better content on the web. And remember, Google promotes stuff that is unique. Figure out how to find things that are unique or interesting, not just to you, but to your friends, and put those out there. Make the world a better place by educating.
Well, it's the real-life risky business. A teenager holds an alcohol-fueled party for hundreds of kids while his unsuspecting parents are on holiday. 16-year-old Corey Worthington is now facing not only the wrath of mum and dad, but a $20,000 fine from police. I spoke to him a short time ago. Corey, thanks for joining us. The only question that I can think to ask is, what were you thinking?
I wasn't really.
Did your parents say you could have a party?
No.
So
they didn't.
Why did you?
I don't know, it was just a get-together with a couple mates at first, and then we thought we might as well just have a bit of a party, and then it sort of just got out of hand, and yeah.
Well, 500 people turned up, the air wing of the police force, the dog squad, your neighbours' cars were being destroyed. What have your parents had to say, Corey?
I haven't really talked to them because every time they call I don't answer, because yeah, they'll probably try to kill me.
So that's a short-term strategy. You're going to have to talk to them eventually. What are you going to say?
Sorry.
Are you sorry?
Yeah, I am.
You don't sound very sorry.
But I can't be exactly blamed for everything that happened because it wasn't in the house, it was out in the street, and I didn't do it. Like, the police said, you stay inside so you don't get in trouble, so I did what he said, so...
Why don't you take this opportunity now to apologise to your parents and to your neighbours who have said today that they were frightened?
Well, I've already offered to say sorry to them and stuff when I see them, so I will say sorry now for everything that happened.
Why don't you take your glasses off so we can see you, and then apologise to your neighbours for frightening them?
Nah, I'll leave these on. No, I like them.
They might be fined $20,000. Are you going to try and pay that for them?
Yeah, but I don't think it's fair they'll be fined it because what happened, it was my party, but it could have just been any random person walking in the street doing it. What happens all the time. Your
parents were out of town, you put out the invitation, you started it. Why don't you make a grown-up decision now and accept responsibility, take off those glasses and apologise to everybody that you frightened, to the police who were forced to retreat and whose cars have been damaged, and to the community who've had to pay for this. Take off your glasses and apologise to us.
I'll say sorry, but I'm not taking off my glasses.
Why not?
Because they're famous.
Because your glasses are famous.
Yeah.
Why are your glasses famous?
I know, everyone likes them, so I know, I'm not taking them off.
You're pretty happy with the way you look and the attitude you've got, are you?
Yeah, my parents aren't, but I am.
Okay, Corey, we've got to wrap this up, but what would you say to other kids who are thinking of partying when their parents are out of town?
Get me to do it for you.
Get you to do it for you, not don't do it.
Nah, get me to do it for you. Best party ever so far. That's what everyone's been saying, so...
Well, we've got to go, but I suggest you go away and take a good long hard look at yourself.
I have. Everyone has. They love it.
Corey Worthington.
Look up Corey Worthington. He's quite the character. The reason this video sucks and the reason the audio is terrible is because this is almost 10 years old. And this kid is still dealing with this stuff. This is what you don't want to happen to you on social media. Even though you may have a great party, he threw a great party for all of his high school friends. The SWAT team had to come out, the helicopters had to come out, they had all kinds of, the National Guard in Australia had to come out. He threw a great party. The problem was, it all ended up on social media, and everybody's made fun of this video for 10 years. Don't let that be you. Put content out there that makes you a better person, makes the world a better place, and promotes you and those around you. That's it. Normally I'd take questions. If you guys do have questions, if you want to email the administrators, I'm happy to answer any of them, but thank you guys.